are psychic mediums, but there is nothing like DEET. Let's face it, we all struggle time and again. But if you seek the clarity you deserve, then you need to seek DEET. As a master teacher, DEET studied under international psychic medium Lisa Williams. Together, they not only help DEET better tap into spirit, but also build a long-lasting relationship. So many psychics tell us what we want to hear, and that just won't cut it with DEET. She tells you what you need to hear. No sugarcoating here. To book a reading with DEET is simple. Just visit her website, DEET.us. That's DEET.us. And follow the Yellow Brick Road to connect with DEET. Don't just sit there and ponder those questions. Ask them and let DEET guide you every step of the way. You need insight now, and DEET can help. Just visit DEET.us. That's DEET.us.
Hey everybody, welcome. This is DeEtte here on School Through Spirit with WLTKDB. Sorry, I am all over the place. I'm not even on my normal computer. Why? Because my internet has gone out, guys. I have been struggling with internet all weekend. Really crazy is the fact that I've got strong internet coming to the house, but guess what? I don't have in the house is internet, which is really crazy. And I just got done teaching a certification course all weekend, so my life is all over the place. So currently, because I rearranged everything on my desk, I don't even know what the cards are this week. I know, it's crazy, isn't it? So as we're talking, you're going to have to give me a moment. I'm trying to find last week's event so I can put it up there and tell you what cards I'm using. And I never know. So I'm going to ask a person out there that he knows I love dearly who can look at the event and tell me which cards I put on there, because I know he's really good at that. So, and send me a message. I appreciate you. And again, guys, I am sorry. I'm just, even today, getting around, getting awake. Everything has just been kind of like, oh my gosh, just so much. And then we'll get it going on. So even like the intro, the outro, again, I apologize on my MacBook. It doesn't let me do a scrolling like I want to. Hey, Tim, it just says you made it now. Can you look at the event and tell me what cards I'm supposed to be pulling this week? Because I don't know. I fell apart, and I know Tim shared the event, so I know he knows where to look. So I appreciate you, Tim. Anyway, guys. It's free drawing day. Let me see if I can see all these. I'm going to have to say hello to people. Some of it's already scrolled past me. And what's it scrolled past me? I'm not tech savvy. I'm sorry. So who I can see right now is Angela and Casey and Tim and Lee and Courtney and Rez. Hello, everybody. I know there's more. Oh my God, the scroll bar showed up. Yay. Hey, Keith, I see you there. Awesome. The scroll bar was not there. It finally showed up. I'm so happy for that. Hey, Libra Light. Oh my gosh. Hello. So guys, I'm going to pull the drawing for this book right away so that we have that. And go from there. Let's pull that. Let's pull that and see what's happening in life. Let's get that out of the way. Thank God I remember that, huh? So, and by the way, my daughter did my hair today, guys. You have to let me know if you like it. I was super happy. I won't even lie. So, because that's how messed up I was. I didn't have enough time to do my hair. And it's not that it took extra time. For what I do to wash, blow dry, and straighten my hair, she was able to blow dry and do this in way less time than I can do mine. So there you go. So it's not like I'm late because of that. So let's pull the book. Two books. Let's pull the winners for that. Remember, anything for that was over the last 2 weeks. Thank you, Lee. Is over the last 4 weeks. So anybody that showed up in the last 4 weeks, their name is in the hat and or shared. Thank you, Tim. And I'm starting a new one come next Monday. I don't know what I'm giving away yet, though. So first name is Paula. Oh my God, there you go, Paula. I know she's not on right now, but I've got her on Facebook, so I will find her. Who gets the second book? Aura Paintings of Lacrosse. Aura Paintings of Lacrosse. So I'm going to go to her website and let her know. So that's the 2 book giveaways, guys. As you know, and that was Haunted Voices by Todd. I'm going to send those off to people when I get addresses and go from there. So your names are in the books, and I'm going to send those off. Lacrosse. Yes, lacrosse. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Tim. I wasn't sure. So thank you. So here you go. I knew I put it in. Guys, I'm going to turn the camera around so you can see my setup. Ignore the lights and the mess. This is where I put all the cards that I've already read. So I know, plus Miss Addie's cards. So, and all of them, including the one for this week, was shoved in there. So I wasn't sure which one it was. So there you go. So I'm going to send these books off this week. I'm going to put them in the rack. So it's my to-do thing. I know y'all wanted to see my hot mess, right? And it's a hot mess right now. Only because I did teach that certification course. And guys, 4 days of 9 to 5. 4 days of 9 to 5s. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Casey. Thank you. It's a lot of work. It's heavy. I will tell you what, the last 2 nights I literally got done and went, and anybody that teaches, especially something in the metaphysical, and that includes everything that's in that metaphysical, we hold our energy. We have to hold our energy up. We have to hold the classes energy up. So it's holding the energy up here for days, along with talking. And of course, I stay connected to spirit. So if they want more, I shoot more information out there, and it's awesome. But it exhausts me. It really does exhaust me, especially when I teach that much. So I know, Paula, she's awesome. She deserved it, didn't she, Lee? So let's do our enlightenment. I like how I call that enlightenment. If you guys can think of something other than enlightenment, let me know. But that's kind of what I'm calling that first part that we do. Here you go. Here's the page. Here we go. And it's obviously for anybody that hasn't watched before. I do use Neil Diamond Walsh's book because he's so spiritually connected. And honestly, what I pick in this is really what has been happening in my life over the last week and everything that Spirit's been giving me. So it's really cool how it coordinates together. And I'm blown away by it all the time. So, and it just gives that little extra to give a reading by. Good morning, Paige. To literally just give that little extra. So this is, you keep changing the boundaries. Ooh, you keep changing the boundaries. Essential truth. You have created your ideas of what is right and wrong, simply to define who you are. Although you are nothing without these definitions, these boundaries, like me, you keep changing the boundaries as you change your ideas of who you are. People's idea of right and wrong change and have changed over and over again from culture to culture, time period to time period, religion to religion, place to place, even from family to family and person to person. For example, burning a person at the stake for witchcraft was considered right, and today prostitution is wrong in one location but not in another location. That's crazy, isn't it? And so is that so? And so is it? It is there that there is no rotten apples in the barrel. There are only people who disagree with your point of view on things, people who construct a different model of the world from yours. We are all making up the rules as we go along, changing the boundaries to fit our present reality, reassessing who we are. And that's perfectly all right. In fact, it's the way it should be, must be, if we are to be evolved beings. Wow. Yeah, 110%. And I will tell you what, I have thought a lot about that over the last week or better. Simply because I am looking at myself and I realize how much I've been changing and growing and evolving. And I love how he put in here, it used to be right and okay to burn a witch at the stake. It's not now. In corporal punishment. Oh, thank you, Angela. it was okay to hang somebody and or shoot by several bullets. Now it's okay to gas somebody, but it's not okay to necessarily. In one state, it's okay to electrocute them, but another one, you've got to gas them, and another one, you have to give a shot. Prostitution in most of America is illegal, but is it Nevada that it's legal? You know, we do make up the rules as we go. He's 110% correct. We make up the rules as we go. We make and change the rules for ourselves as we go. We do it with our children as they grow. Isn't that? I even find it different. I found myself explaining this to my grandchildren over the weekend or over this last week because my granddaughter got to do something. My grandson, who's a few years younger, said, "Nani, why can't I do that?" And I said, "Well, honey, you're not big enough." And I thought to myself, why isn't he big enough? Why isn't he old enough not to do this? He was. All I had to do was help him understand. And that means help him to grow. Even with myself. Things I did not allow myself to do before because I thought it was wrong to do it are now okay. As I taught this weekend, I taught a lot about the premise of mediumship. That's what I was teaching. I was teaching a group of ladies to be certified in their psychic mediumship. People that have spent over a year with me in training. And we talked a lot. I really went back to the history of mediumship. I went back to that history because I thought it was really important. I always think it's really important to know where we came from, to know where we're at right now. And a lot of that conversation was, back in this is what's strange, guys. Let's just talk about this a little bit. Back in the early 1800s, women didn't have a right to vote. We didn't have a right to own land. We didn't have a right to do anything. We just didn't have that right. Okay. But a younger child, a younger girl under that age of 18, if she brought through spirit, oh, thank you, honey. It's my office. If she brought through spirit, she was allowed to speak. Women that were mediums were allowed to stand on stage and have a platform and speak and bring through spirit. But yet, a woman next to her who wasn't doing that was not allowed to bring through spirit or was not allowed to speak. It didn't make sense, did it? Lee, not even the uber rich were allowed to, not females. It was against the law for a female to own land. But if they could do spirit, they were a medium, they could talk. Now, let's fast forward some years. So in mid 1850s, mediumship was believed in. Let's go further in. And even though it was believed in the United States, and this is the US, in the UK, a medium would be jailed, imprisoned. 2 different countries. One country, a woman was put on a platter if she could talk to spirit. Another country, they were imprisoned. Something wrong with that idea, isn't there? Now, fast forward. Let's fast forward this. UK then changes their laws and says, wait a second, we can't imprison for mediumship because we believe in it now. We believe in mediumship, so we can't imprison for mediumship. But they do have a witcher's law. If they find you not speaking falsehood within mediumship, you can be fined, jailed, or whatever. But in the US, they don't believe in it. Churches rise up and say that we're going to hell, that we're going to burn, because we fit what they believe in at that time. Let's fast forward a little bit more. Spiritualism in the UK is huge. Mediumship is huge. Good morning, Darren. Many churches are spiritualist churches in the UK, and mediumship is demonstrated every Sunday or whatever day they're holding church. When we look into the United States, mediumship is here. We got a population that kind of splits, whether we're going to burn us or believe in us, who knows? And I do believe as it grows, you're starting to see people change their minds. The church, who used to say I would go to hell, is now supportive. Gosh, they changed the rules, didn't they? They changed the rules. The Catholic Church changed the rules on what was right and what was wrong and who was going to go to hell and who wasn't. It's a boundary. Now let's get it at a smaller scale. Let's make it a smaller scale into your own personal life, and how you change those boundaries all the time of who you are and what you do. I spent 21 years as a nurse, thinking for most of those that what I did here had no place there. Absolutely none. To use my abilities in a medical setting, how dare I? I couldn't do that. Why? I'm a medical intuitive. Didn't realize I was. I was Reiki. Didn't realize the implications of those words. And how dare I even think about using that in that profession, because that is a science-based profession, science-proven profession. And I'm not knocking it because it's an amazing profession to have. But as I moved through that profession, as I grew my own abilities, as I became more of who I was, and when I took a break from it and ran away and then came back to it like 3 or 4 years later and realized as I walked the halls, I could feel somebody's pain and where it was located at. And I go and talk to them and say, oh yeah. And I naturally, my body would naturally start to give energy. And as we talk, they go, oh, I feel better. But because my science base says, oh my gosh, they need a pill, I would go to my medical cart and get that pill and give it to ensure their pain would not come back. Kind of crazy if you think. In my day today, it's crazy to think I did that. It was crazy to me to think, oh my gosh, I ran and got them a pain pill to take care of something that was already taken care of, and thinking that what I did wouldn't hold. In that profession, my boundaries changed even more because I was asked a question yesterday of when I found my purpose, and honestly, it was through that profession. I changed my boundaries of myself through that profession. Because when I came back, I had this crazy schedule, literally hiding who I was. I would go to work from Monday through Friday because I was agency, so I had that beautiful blessing. And I'd work around roughly 60 to 70 hours in those days. And then Friday night and or Saturday morning, I get in a plane and I'd fly someplace in the country. And I'd do a gallery or I'd do an event. And I'd fly back on Sunday. And I would get up Monday and go back to work, ignoring what I just did over the weekend. And nobody would ask because everybody got accustomed to me saying, oh, I don't do anything. I just kind of sit around, do nothing. I was lying. I had this hugely amazing life on the weekends, and I was lying about it because I had this boundary that I had to hide. But as that community started to learn the truth of me, I let some things out on Facebook. Some people have seen those things, and they talk to me and go, Dad, is this what you do? And I go, yeah, but don't tell anybody. Keep your mouth shut. And then the word would spread. And then the boss, the DON, the bosses would go, Monday morning, what'd you do this weekend? And I'd tell them, they'd be like, that is so cool. But don't do it here. Why? Because there's no place for it here. And I'd be like, okay, I get that. And then it started to shift. That boundary got hazy. It really started to get hazy. Because quite frankly, what was happening, especially when I was spending that time in geriatrics, nurses would come to me and I would be pushing my cart, giving meds, doing whatever. And they'd say, do you have a couple of minutes? And I go, yeah, why? And they'd say, I have this person passing, but they're really struggling. Can you come talk to him? Yeah. Shut the cart, lock it up. And I'd walk into the room and I would sit down next to him or sit down on the bed. And even though they were unresponsive, I would hold a hand and I would connect my soul to theirs so I can talk to them. And I know that sounds really creepy to a lot of people, but yeah, guys, we can talk soul to soul so easily. And I would talk to their soul, and their soul would tell me how they were afraid because their soul was still in that body, and their soul was seeing the people around them that nobody walking through the door could see. And they felt crazy, and they felt not at ease and not comfortable. And I would talk to their soul, and I would talk about the family members around them and the loved ones and the angel that would be there. And I'd hold that hand. And I would use my abilities to do this. And as I'm holding the hand, I'm just gently allowing them to take energy, not giving it, allowing it to flow and allowing them to take what they wanted. They had the right to keep it or stop it or take more, whatever they needed. And when I was done, I gave them a quick hug, tell them thank you, and I'd lock out the room. And usually, very shortly thereafter, they would pass. Now, contrary to belief, a lot of times in nursing homes, people pass by themselves. Not pleasant, but a lot of times it's what happens. I mean, there's they have a lot of family members that come, but a lot of times they're by themselves for whatever reason. And I found that was my passion. That was my love. I did a lot of death as a nurse. I mean, beginning my career, I was considered the nurse of death because people would wait for my weekends to die. It was strange. So I was no stranger to death. But here I was, comforting somebody in the only way I really truly knew in my heart how to do. And I'd finally released the boundary of these two things not meshing, because they did. And they meshed beautifully. There's hospitals that have Reiki programs for nurses to be able to read the energy and give energy, which is amazing. They haven't trained nurses how to be mediums, and maybe they should. But I found the boundary was lifted. It was beautiful when I did, because I found my passion. I allowed myself to have my passion. I allowed myself to shift my boundaries. And I've been doing more of that lately. People don't realize a lot of times mediums live in an imposter syndrome. It's a hard place to sit. And I have sat in that imposter syndrome a very, very long time. Very long time. And it's not believing in yourself of what you're able to do. Thinking, oh my God, am I making this up in my head? Oh my God, am I really doing this? Oh my God, can I really? Oh. You know what I mean? Tons of doubting yourself. Tons of it. But never admitting I have it. Always coming to something with confidence. And I will tell you what, it was literally this last summer that boundary started to lift. That boundary for me started to lift, because literally within that boundary, I met face to face some amazing people at an event in Glendale, Wisconsin. I didn't want to partake in some things because I went, oh no, I'm just the medium. That's all I am. And they went, hell if you are, get your butt over here. You're part of us. And these are people that are on TV. These are people that are known for other things. These are people that wrote books. These were vendors. These were people that were just showing up to have a great time. I've got multitude of pictures with these amazing people that looked at me and said, yeah, you're not just a medium. You're more. And it started to lift this boundary of imposter syndrome I've been living in. And more things happen, and more events happen, and more things happened, and more opportunities have come. And I've lifted the boundaries more. I've pushed them back further to say I am a person that shows up for people. I am a person that shows up to inspire. I am a person that talks to other souls. I am a person that talks to energy. I am this person. And I no longer have to limit myself because of who I am. It's all right for me to speak my truth. It's all right for me to stand on my soapbox because I've shifted those boundaries of who I am. And good morning, Larry. And I encourage you guys to shift those boundaries. Now, I'm not saying go out and thinking murder's right or anything like that. Not those right or wrongs. Not those. But some of those that society puts on us. Because in essence, guys, we create our boundaries based on what society says, based on what the church says, based on what our parents say. We create these boundaries, these ideas based on what other people tell us when we are right and when we are wrong. We have, for most people, a built-in what's right and wrong in here. We know it's not right to go murder somebody. That's a given. We know it's not right to go steal. That's a given. But it is okay for you to change careers. It is okay for you to quit your job and start a business. It is okay if you don't have a huge bank account. It is okay for a lot of things that maybe you've been taught or thought to believe is wrong. Because the big one is it's okay for you to be happy. It's okay for you to feel joy. And it's okay for you to do everything that brings that to you. So I want you to realize as you grow, you're going to shift your boundaries. As you grow, you're going to look at yourself and say, whoa, wait a second. Good morning, Nick. I can shift things. I can change things. I can move my reality to fit the new me. And realize as you grow, as you evolve, as you become something more, you're going to shift them even more. I'll tell you the biggest shift I ever had is when I turned 50. Biggest shift I ever had was there. Because I lived until I was 50 by everything society told me I needed to or not to do. Everything. When to wake up, when to eat, when to sleep, when to everything. Like, quite frankly, I have been a grazer my whole life. I graze, which means I eat a little bit all day. Or I don't eat at all because I forget. I've never been a big meal person. I've never been a 3 meal a day person, but I used to try to fit into that reality of 3 meals a day. Yeah. I know that's one of those small realities that everybody goes, oh, what the hell are you talking about? But it's a reality. It's because it's something that was taught. And I think we got that from the 1950s. But when I turned 50 is when my give a damn broke. They got a whole song on that. My give a damn was busted. And people would come to me and say this, that, you need this. Don't really give two shits. Don't care. Not my problem. Not my monkey. You're doing this wrong. No, I'm not. Doing me. Just doing me. And it was when I turned 50 that happened. Something clicked in here that said, F the rest of everybody's thoughts. I'm going to live by my life. And it's taken me 3 years to get to this point. And I can't wait to see where I'm at in 3 years and what other boundaries I've shifted. With other things I've said, I'm doing me. And I'm going to encourage you to do you. Because so often we stay in the confinements of what everybody else puts on us. So break the boundaries people put on you. Break the boundaries of what society has told you can or cannot do, or what you should or shouldn't do. Now, again, this isn't a license to steal. This isn't a license to murder. This isn't a license to do things that are illegal. But trust me, guys, in about 20 years, certain things that are illegal now will not be illegal. And we can look back in 20 years and go, oh my God, the craziness we used to think. And we can have this discussion again. But until then, guys, look at your own boundaries. Look at the box you put yourself in and see if that box really fits anymore. Lift those boundaries and keep going out further. And if you're not quite sure where to go, listen to your own soul. Listen to your intuition. It's never going to steer you wrong. It's going to tell you what you need to do. Okay, guys, we're going to take a quick commercial break. This is Diet here on School Through Spirit and the Edge Network, and we will be back with your 5
Is your space aligned with your dreams? Do you feel inspired when you walk in the door? Carol Hyder can help you create a space that you love, where you thrive, and where you always want to be. Using her 29 years of experience as a feng shui consultant, teacher, author, and trainer, she can help you bring forth the inspired essence of your home or office, making a place where you feel whole and safe. Learn the specific feng shui adjustments that Carol has seen as the most important, such as determining which room in your home should be your favorite, why your stove may be affecting your health, and why your office may be holding you back. Contact Carol at 612-823-5093 or carolhyder.com to discuss the specifics with a personal appointment. By elevating the energy of your space, it becomes sacred and you will be forever changed. Contact Carol at Carol Hyder, that's CarolEhyder.com.
Can you harm yourself using energy medicine? The answer is yes. Gail Lynn, the creator of the Harmonic Egg products for commercial and home use, has been involved in the field of energy medicine for the past 15 years. In her experience, Gail has witnessed cases where people have faced negative consequences due to the improper use of energy medicine. Some individuals did not allow the sessions to integrate properly or exposed their bodies to beneficial energies for extended periods, leading to harmful effects. This can cause the body to go into a defense, flight, or fight mode, creating confusion within the body despite the positive nature of the energy. There is also the potential risk of hiring a wounded healer who may unintentionally hurt their clients. For those reasons and more, she is committed to educating people about the safe and appropriate use of energy medicine. For those interested in learning more, Gail provides videos, articles, and other resources at harmonicegg.com. Contact her directly at info@harmonicegg.com to find out about safe and effective energy healing products and services.
Hey, everybody, welcome back. This is Diet here on School Through Spirit on the Edge Network. Oh my gosh, here you go, guys. 5-card stud. Dragon Path. Dragon Path. Oh, wrong view. Doop. There we go. Dragon Path. And this is by Carolyn Mitchell. An illustration by Taraz Veri. And it is Watkins Publishing. Watkins Publishing is the publisher of these beautiful cards. It says, harness the energy of the dragons. Dragons are immensely powerful, creative, inquisitive, and honorable beings. This original oracle deck allows you to channel the energy inside of 33 multidimensional dragons, all beautifully and faithfully illustrated by Taraz Veri, a psychic who has seen each dragon for himself. Oh, I love that. Let the dragons guide you in becoming the best possible version of yourself as you release fears and pain, accept and nurture yourself, and embrace spiritual awakenings. Now, Carol Mitchell is a dragon healing master and a 4th-generation psychic. She is also a gifted tarot reader, spiritual coach, and workshop leader, and a trained Reiki master in traditional Usui and the Dragon Guided Reiki. And you can find out more about Carolyn at carolynmitchell.info. I like that. Lots of information. So that's the deck. Very cool. It's not huge. You know what? I like not huge. We already talked about that. Why? Because sometimes, especially with my no joint in my thumb, it's stiff and sometimes it gets really hard to hold cards. Now, it's got a nice little book in here. I do like this. The back of the book's got a nice little thing about saying, prepare to meet the 4 dragon clans, Earthwalk, Galactic Grandmaster, and the Guardian Dragons, each with their own special intuition to share. It's got more on that. You can read that yourself if you want to purchase those. Let's get into the book. Oh, another one with a content. I like that. I think every book needs contents. It talks about her story. It looks like her first dragon encounters, dimensions, and the dragon clans. Who are the dragons? That's kind of nice. So it's giving a little bit of a story on them. And then it's got a section that says meet the clans, which talks about the different types of dragons that's in the book or in the cards, which is really kind of nice. And then how to use the cards. So I also like that. Just giving different spreads, which is always kind of nice. I know sometimes, guys, books from book to book, that might be a little bit different, but honestly, I kind of like it. Am I coming to Alaska? I am, darling. You will see me there. Hi, Daniel. Hello. So yeah, I do like the fact that because we do, for most readers, we have this common sense way we do spreads, but the spreads may not necessarily meet with their cards or the best way for their cards. So I like the fact when they add those extra ones. And then of course it has which each, this book looks like it might have to use, I'm not sure if it's going to use the page numbers or if they're all paged. So let's kind of get into this reading, guys. And it's just a simple, small little box. I do like the box. The back of the cards, kind of a galactic dragon on there, which is kind of really cool, seen in the stars. The artwork is pretty cool itself. Oh, I like that. It says Grace and then the number of the card on there. This is one I might look to the book for just to give, because it's got words like Luna, which to me is moon, Gaia, Hermes, magic manifestation, harmony. A lot of it I can probably look at and go, oh, what's this mean? But I think I'm going to go to the book for her and give a better meaning what she was feeling was with these cards versus just my intuition. As always, guys, once I'm done, I do take pictures of the spread. I write the spread out and I send it into the Edge Network, and they do put it on their site, okay, for you guys to see. Sometimes it gets a little bit more detailed. Sometimes it doesn't. You just gotta go look at it. So 5-card stud is you're going to pick a card 1 through 5. You can pick 1 card, 3 cards, all 5 cards. You can ask individual questions and put them with different numbers, or you can just do the whole 5 as a card spread, because I will read it as the spread, what all the cards together mean to me also. So it's lots of different ways, guys. You can essentially get 6 readings out of 1. Good morning, Bill and Ron. Good morning. So let's do this. What's card number 1 calling out to me to say today? I got a mess here. It is the Merlin the Dragon. Merlin the Dragon. Ooh. Oh, I'm thinking, good morning, Kat. I'm thinking, did you guys, well, thank you. Did you guys talk ahead of time and come on? Merlin the Dragon is card number 21. It says, continue your journey discovering what you need to learn, understand, and own. I'm not going to read the rest of it because it's quite a bit, and we did that. We'd be here for another half an hour or longer. But continue your journey and discover what you need to learn and understand and own. I really like that, because that's really speaking to me that, if you picked card number 1, whatever your question is or whatever you need this week, is you're on the right path. You're on the right path. You need more. You need to incorporate more knowledge, more understanding, more growth, more maturity. Hate to use those words, maturity. Nobody likes the word you need to mature. I mean, I don't. I don't. But maturity really does bring more understanding and more growth and more becoming more. And it allows that for bigger growth. So that's number 1. If you pick number 1, it is about growing. You're on the right track. Keep going with this. Card number 2 is Lord Guthamy. I don't know, Lord Guthamy. He kind of looks like he is the dragon master in a way. Let's see what he is. Okay. Lord Guthamy, you are the change. You are the change. It basically says, if you desire to be, it's something told me I need to start reading this. It says, if you desire to be able to hold the energies of the fifth and seventh dimensions, you need to be clear of all your earthly woes and fears and your deep need for control. Your light bodies. I don't feel like I need to keep going. And I'm going to tell you, that's a big thing. You are the change. And that's the reason I had to hear it. It was because literally, when we feel we need to control everything, we don't get to change. We don't get to change. Nothing changes when we have control. And what I mean by that is when we try to control something, oh my gosh, you're good, Val. You were totally good. Say hi to everybody. I love the family and the community. So when you want to change, you are the change. But the only way you get to change is if you release control. If you release control. And a lot of times it's control within yourself. If you release it, it allows yourself to push back those boundaries. It allows yourself to see something from a different viewpoint, a different understanding, and allow yourself to grow. So that's what that one is. Card number 3 is, oh my God, I'm never going to be able to read all these. I'm going to say I can read them. Eclipses, I think. Eclipses, it's still a beautiful card. I'm telling you, I love these cards. I just don't know. I need to get schooled in the language of the cards, the words of the cards is what I need, because I don't have that going on. Okay. Oh, let me see. And because it is in Roman numerals, for me, my brain doesn't switch. I do military time in my head, not Roman numerals. So there you go. It says, it is your journey and yours alone. I really like that because so many times we look to somebody else to tell us what we do or don't need to do. Again, that society thing. You start to see a theme here, guys. We start to look to society to tell us what we should or should not do, how we should perform, blah, blah, blah. No, this is your journey. Your life is yours. When we start worrying about whatever other people think or do, or if we're going to lose friendships or relationships, we stop being us and we stop being authentic to ourselves. When it becomes your journey and you hold true to yourself, you might lose friends. You might separate from some family members. That is okay. I know it kind of sucks, but realize that if you're going to do what other people want you to do, it is no longer your journey. It is their journey. So if you pick card number 3, you might be struggling. You might not need to work on that this week and say, you know what? I'm not going to do it the way you think is right or wrong. I have to do it my way. Card number 4 is balance. I can say that word, balance. It's that yin yang going on, guys. It's yin yang. And it's card number 1, which is going to make life a lot easier with those Roman numerals for myself. It says, what you are experiencing in your life now is transitional, which is telling me, guys, if you pick card number 4, you're going through some change. You're going through some aha moments and you're going, what the heck is going on? Because I don't know me anymore, or I don't know what's going on anymore. And that's perfectly okay. That's perfectly okay. Because what you are is you're going through a transition. You're just restructuring who you are and you're finding the balance within it. It's hard to do that. It's hard to find that balance in change. It's hard to go, oh my gosh, what is going on with me? But trust in the process, okay? That's all it is. If you're feeling a little unnerved or unstable within your own environment, it's okay to find that balance. And the last card is Mordwin. Ooh, and it's card 2528. Card 28. Beautiful, Mordwin. What gorgeous cards. Let's go back to the other side. I have to say Roman numerals in my head, and then I can go looking for them. Don't ask me why. Don't ask me why. It's just the way my brain works. So Mordwin, only you are the master of your destiny. I'm starting to see a pattern here. I'm starting to really see a pattern here. Because if you did pick that card number 5, again, you're the boss. You're the boss, because when you pass, when this body goes and your soul goes on and you go back, you're going to go, oh my God, I really shortchanged myself. I shortchanged myself. I did what the rest of the world wanted and I shortchanged myself. So truly realize that, guess what? You are the one that is creating. You're the one that's pushing it. We all look up to those great people. We look at, let's say, Elon Musk. He's a name that's popping in my head because you know what? Look at what he's done. Not the money aspect. Look at what he's created. Edison, created light. Come on. Master of his own destiny. Everybody told him he was crazy, couldn't do it. He did it. People that have gotten vaccines, created vaccines, they said, this isn't possible. Guess what? They said, yes, it is. I just got to try a million different things to get this happening. They knew these larger names, larger than life people that we even forget who they are over time. They did it. They made it happen. Why? Because they looked at themselves and they said, this is what I want to do. And they made it happen. You have to realize that you are that person also. You may not obviously, create electricity, but come on, look at Franklin himself. Look at Ben Franklin, signed the Declaration. I guess he's the one that discovered electricity, not Edison. Edison got light, figured out electricity. Look at all the great things that man did. And he did one, and then he did something else, and he did something else, and he kept creating his own reality. Why? Because when he passed on, he was like, I'm going to make sure I covered all my bases. And you can too. So card number 1 was Merlin the Dragon. Card number 2 was Lord Gotham. Card number 3 was Asphilius. Card number 4 was Balance. And card number 5 one. Now, we put all these cards together, guys. Keely, when you put all these cards together, what you're looking at, guys, is this week is you about working on yourself and starting to stay true to yourself. Wow, 5 perfect cards. I know, Tim. These cards are telling you that, guess what? You're going through some shifting this week. You got some stuff going on this week, and you're shifting your own personal reality, Now, I'm not going to say all of a sudden you're going to wake up and quit your job and become something different. But what I'm saying is that you've got some things going on here, and this is where the reality shifting is going. Maybe not out here, but it is going on in here. And you have to, it's finding the balance within that transition. So really it is letting go of everything you've ever thought to go, okay, what's going on with me? I'm not understanding why I'm feeling kind of not normal in my skin, feeling a little off, going, not quite sure what this is, and going, wait a sec, what I'm going to do is I'm going to let go all my thoughts of everything that I think my reality is, and I'm just going to listen to my intuition to say, okay, where am I supposed to be going? What am I supposed to be doing? I quit my job almost 2 years ago. Oh, that's awesome. And realizing what your new thing is becoming. Find comfort in that. Find balance within the new, okay? And allow that to flow. Realize it may not fit what other people's standards are. And that's okay, because this is your life, your destiny, your reality, your life. You're the only one that can create it. You are the master of your own creation. And know that when you get on that last leg of yours and you're laying in that bed and you're about to say goodbye and you look back over it, know that you did what you wanted to do and you did the best you possibly could, and that nothing in reality stopped you from creating your reality. So that's basically your 5-card stud. And I'm thinking this is a rockin' awesome week. I could have asked for more. I'm telling you what, if I'm going to do a reading for myself, this is the reading I want for myself. So I'm taking all 5 cards and running with this baby. So, and especially when you look at, guys, I can't make it up. When the book follows the cards, it follows what's in my head, follows with everything. Can't make this stuff up. Just can't make this stuff up. And that's why I show up every Monday morning to keep doing this. Okay, guys. So I'm supposed to have another show tomorrow, 9 a.m. I'm not sure if that show's happening. Why? Because I haven't sent out the message to Lady to remind her. I failed. I really ultimately failed because of this classes last weekend. I totally failed. So I'm going to be sending everything over to her to see if she still wants to, if she's still on board with this. And if she is, oh my God, Crystal, thank you for coming on and telling everybody how amazing you are. But trust me, we don't look at scammers. Sorry. All my people know we don't look at scammers, and you know you're one. And so please don't do it. Anybody seeing Crystal up there? Please ignore her. Please ignore her. Anyway, I will, if an event is made, I'll put it up there. I'll put it all over my Facebook. It'll be on the YouTube. It'll be all over Kelly's Facebook, the Edge's Facebook, every place. If it is happening again, guys, I am sorry. I cannot confirm this for you tomorrow because, again, I ultimately dropped the ball on this one, and I got to see if it's still going to come together or not. If I do, I'll let you know her name's Karen. I'll let you know she's created a deck of cards. But beyond that, I'm not going to tell anything because I don't want to get it hyped up and then it fall through. Who knows? Who knows what reality is going to bring? Either way, guys, I'll either see you in the morning at 9 a.m. or I'll see you next Monday morning. And next Monday, I'm going to figure out what I'm going to give away. And we're going to start that giveaway all over again. So make sure nothing else, you show up next Monday morning for School Through Spirit here, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. Find me on all the Facebooks, all the apps. If you don't want to see me in real time, you can go to my YouTube channel, Diet72, and or find me on the Edge Network on all the podcast channels. Please do me a favor, even if you don't watch your podcast, but you're still in there, please go in there and subscribe. Check it out. Download those babies. Show them to a friend. Give them office gifts, whatever you need to do. But thank you for always showing up and supporting me. I appreciate you more than you know. This is Diet here on School Through Spirit with the Edge Network, and I will see you next week, guys. Bye-bye.
There are psychic mediums, but there is nothing like Diet. Let's face it, we all struggle time and again. But if you seek the clarity you deserve, then you need to seek Diet. As a master teacher, Diet studied under international psychic medium Lisa Williams. Together, they not only help Diet better tap into spirit, but also build a long-lasting relationship. So many psychics tell us what we want to hear, and that just won't cut it with Diet. She tells you what you need to hear. No sugarcoating here. To book a reading with Diet is simple. Just visit her website, diet.us. That's diet.us. And follow the yellow brick road to connect with Diet. Don't just sit there and ponder those questions. Ask them and let Diet guide you every step of the way. You need insight now, and Diet can help. Just visit diet.us. That's diet.us.